How can economists like me say that the median worker continues to improve when 60% are living paycheck to paycheck? Are the statistics lying? Well, let's solve this little puzzle together. Various media and financial services conduct surveys asking whether people live paycheck to paycheck, and we get a wide variety of results. Famous ones like Forbes or Lending Club show the number to be around 60%. But then we have a group down here that says it's closer to 25%. Now that's a very different story, so what's going on? First, as Bank of America notes, the term living paycheck to paycheck is a frequently heard expression but can be somewhat nebulous and is not always clearly defined. Usually it means that household expenses are nearly equal to their income. This could mean that you're rich, living in a big house, driving a fancy car, going on lavish vacations, and because you don't happen to save, it means you're living paycheck to paycheck. But it also includes folks who barely earn enough income to buy Walmart groceries, cook them at home, and drive a 20-year-old Honda Civic. So to answer this, we're going to look at the Bank of America survey. It's unique because it includes bank statements and not just these self-reported answers. In the data, they define spending on necessities as a broad set of categories: external credit card payments, general retail, mortgages, vehicle costs, gasoline. When asked if folks live paycheck to paycheck, the Bank of America survey gets around 50%. But when they look at the actual bank statements, that number drops down to 26%. Surprisingly, the bank data finds this personal financial situation across income groups. I mean, look at that. At around 20% of households making more than $150,000 a year are spending as much as they earn. Now, over here, people making less than $50,000 a year, they're facing very constrained incomes, which limits their freedom. And this group up here shows the limitations of the Bank of America method. Bank statements can't distinguish between a big, extravagant house and a more modest one. In fact, the payment survey goes so far as to lead with a headline: "Bad financial management habits lead 30% of affluent customers to live paycheck to paycheck." Luckily, this Lending Club payment survey asks whether you have issues paying your bills. While 61% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, it's around 20% here in gray that have issues paying their bills. The other 40% do not have issues. And this makes a whole lot of sense. The official poverty rate is somewhere around 12%, and by other measures, we find it's between 20 and 30% of folks are struggling financially. So, the median American worker has never seen greater purchasing power for their wages ever in the history of humans. I mean, not everything's a utopia. Housing's more expensive than it's been in generations. But other things, such as clothing, furniture, toys, and recreation, have continued to become more affordable. And despite the recent inflationary bump in groceries, wages have continued to outpace them. But these gains are not felt by all. For example, 28% of households skipped medical treatment because of cost. In a country as rich as ours, this is unacceptable. In conclusion, we've learned that 60% paycheck to paycheck figure doesn't really tell us very much about the cost of living, because it also includes rich folks who don't manage their money very well. We also learned that between 20 and 30% of households need more assistance. This is a much more manageable problem with real, tangible solutions in existence. We can do this. Links for all those surveys and sources in the bio.